Welcome to the Travel Transformation Podcast, where we talk all things travel and all things transformation, exploring the life-changing potential of solo travel, intentional travel, and location-independent working. Whether you're an aspiring digital nomad or simply wish to boost your confidence through epic travel experiences, I'm here to motivate and inspire you to go after all your wildest dreams. I'm Jessica Grace Coleman, author, certified travel coach, founder of the Travel Transformation Company, and your host for the Travel Transformation Podcast. Travel changed my life. Now let's change yours. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Travel Transformation Podcast, the podcast where we talk all things travel and all things transformation. I'm your host, Jess, and this is episode 3 of my mini-series around my Travel Transformation Framework mini course. And I've taken this from my Flip the Script Travel Transformation Academy. If you want to find out more about that, you can go to traveltransformationcoach.com/academy or look at the link in the show notes. And if you would like the workbook for this training, you can just email me at info@traveltransformationcoach.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at traveltransformationcoach and I'll send you a copy. This is usually just for my Academy students, so I'm giving the good stuff away for free here. So just let me know. And yeah, this episode is Module 3, creating your own movie moments on the road, which I've talked about before on the podcast, but this is in a training scenario. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get a lot from it, and let's get to it. Welcome to Module 3, creating your own movie moments on the road. I love movies, and the parts I love the most are those magical movie moments. Those memorable scenes that really move you, that make you cry or laugh or just feel something, the ones that make you truly love a movie. These scenes are perfect little pockets of movie magic, and even if the rest of the movie isn't that good, one good movie moment can save the entire film. The kinds of movie moments you love will depend on your own personality and interests, but for me, they usually involve some or all of the following. The scene is about a group of friends or family connecting on a deep level. The scene delivers an important message or evokes a certain emotion. It's uplifting, inspiring, or simply thought-provoking. And there's usually an awesome song playing that fits the mood perfectly. It doesn't have to be a huge action scene or one filled with a lot of drama either. Often they're pretty simple. One of my favourite movie moments, the first one that sprang to mind for me, is from 2000's Almost Famous. In the film, 15-year-old budding rock journalist William is on a tour bus with his favourite band, Stillwater, along with their groupies, or band-aids as they call themselves, somewhere in the States. He was meant to have gone home days before to sit his exams, but Rolling Stone magazine, who don't know William's real age, have insisted he continue with the tour and the piece he's writing about the band. His mom's on his back to come home, his editor's on his back to write the piece, and he's really starting to panic. He keeps telling the band, their manager, and the top band-aid, who calls herself Penny Lane, that he needs to go. In the scene, the group have just had a really bad night, and the atmosphere on the tour bus is thick with tension. No one's speaking, and everyone's annoyed with everyone else. That's when Elton John's Tiny Dancer starts playing over the speakers. Slowly, band members and band-aids alike start singing along to the music, and soon all bad blood from the night before is forgotten as they all come together to sing one of their favourite songs. After a few moments, when everyone around them is singing and laughing and having a good time, William turns to Penny and says, "I have to go home." In response, Penny gestures at the bus and all the amazing people on it and says, "You are home." William sits back in his seat, mind blown, as Penny rests her head on his shoulder and the song continues, the bus heading on to its next destination. There we have it, a magical movie moment. But why am I blabbering on about all this? Well, it's because I believe we should have more movie moments in our own lives, as many as we can get, actually. And while, as with travel transformations, they generally happen organically, I believe we can encourage them into being by going out there, meeting new people, trying new things, and seeing where different experiences take us. For instance, when you're travelling solo and meeting up with other solo travellers. Life isn't like a movie, I know, but I believe we can add in our very own magic movie moments to inject more meaning, purpose, and adventure into our own stories. And if you're still not sure of the kinds of movie moments you can have through travelling, here are just a few of the ones I've personally experienced over the years. Heading out on a seemingly endless American highway, me and my friends singing along to our favourite playlist as the Colorado mountains creep ever closer on the horizon. Zooming through the Vietnamese countryside on a motorbike, waving and smiling at the local people as they walk through the rice fields or relax in their hammocks outside their homes. Sitting in a hot tub outside a cabin in the Rocky Mountains, raising a glass of bubbly with my 2 best friends and feeling utterly content as the snow falls down around us. Standing at the front of a boat, country music blaring and my co-living housemates laughing together behind me, as the fresh breeze from the Bay of Biscay evokes a feeling of complete freedom within me. Facing my fears of public speaking and reading out a poem I'd written for my fellow co-livers, encapsulating the last amazing month we'd spent in a villa in the Basque Country and getting a brilliant reception from them all. Looking out over the Grand Canyon as an elderly American woman wipes tears from her eyes and tells me and my family I never thought I'd get to experience this in my lifetime. Chasing the sunset on the back of a scooter on Koh Samui and finding the perfect beach and the perfect cocktail to drink as I watch the sun descend lazily into the Gulf of Thailand with my newfound friend. These are just some of the movie moments I've experienced while travelling. Now, let's create some of your own. Before we get to work, I've mentioned that movie moments generally happen organically, and this is true. Try as we might, we just can't manufacture the true magic of unexpectedly experiencing an organic movie moment. Just the fact that we aren't expecting it makes it that much more magical. Some people might say that if you try to manufacture one of these moments, therefore, it's simply not going to be the same. And I agree. It's probably not going to be quite as wonderful, quite as memorable, quite as spontaneous. But we can make it almost as magical, and actually by being in charge of the moment, we can make it magical in a different way. It won't be unexpected or spontaneous, but we can manufacture these moments to be more meaningful for us, both as they happen and when we remember them in the future. So, I believe there are two types of magical movie moments we can experience when travelling. The organic, spontaneous movie moments that happen unexpectedly and catch us off guard with their awesomeness. We can't plan for these to happen, but they will happen more and more as we try new things and push ourselves out of our comfort zones. And then the self-made movie moments we actually manufacture for ourselves. We can't plan every aspect of the movie moment as it usually and hopefully will take on a life of its own, but we can point it in the right direction that will make it most meaningful to us and the people we're with. So now that we've identified the two types, let's focus on how we can manufacture our very own self-made magical movie moments. But how do we go about even starting to make our own movie moments? Well, these can be created at any time and wherever you are, even if you're just at home going about your normal life. I believe they're far easier to manufacture and far more memorable when you're travelling, meeting new people, and actively pushing yourself to get outside your comfort zone. With this in mind, here are my 10 steps to creating magical movie moments while travelling. Number 1. Think about and maybe journal or meditate on what you want to get out of this movie moment. Do you want to feel content, relaxed, excited, on top of the world, grateful? Do you simply want to have fun with your friends, or do you want to create something really meaningful for you and the others who will be there? Something you'll all remember for years to come. Write down all your ideas so you can go into the moment with a real, solid intention of what you want to achieve. Pause the video and head to your workbook to do that now. Number 2, now that you know your intention, make a mind map of how you could generate these feelings and emotions. If you want to use this moment to utterly relax and forget all your worries, make a list of things that help you relax. For me, it's certain types of music and being around water. If you want to get your adrenaline pumping, make a list of things that do that for you. If you want to show your friends how grateful you are for them and the things you've learned from them, how could you do that? A speech, a gratitude circle, a toast? Come up with as many ideas as possible and write them all down. Pause the video now and head to your workbook. Number 3, now it's time to whittle all your ideas down to one thing. For instance, I feel relaxed and content when I'm on or around water, so I could suggest going for a boat ride or hiring jet skis, depending on whether I want to relax or get my adrenaline pumping. Or perhaps I want to create a more meaningful moment, so I might decide to cook a meal for my newfound travel buddies and prepare a toast or speech thanking them and telling them how much they've impacted me. Pause the video and head to your workbook to whittle down your ideas. Number 4, the next thing is to book or organise the thing, but if you're not in a position to do that yet, if for instance you haven't yet booked your trip, then just write down exactly what you're going to book or organise, and bonus points if it's something that scares you or pushes you outside your comfort zone. Something you'll feel a real sense of achievement for doing. For instance, if you're scared of being on the water or if you always tell yourself you can't cook. Even if this isn't your sole intention, stepping outside your comfort zone adds a whole new element to the moment and will ensure you remember it for years to come. If it's something you need to book, search online and find the company or person you're going to book with and make a note of the website. Just write down a solid plan. Head to your workbook to do that now. Number 5 is to make sure you ask other people to come along, friends or family or new people you've met while travelling. It doesn't have to be a huge group, a small intimate group can work just as well. Now, as we're planning for a future trip, you might not know who you're going to ask along yet, especially if you're hoping to invite travel buddies you've not even met yet. Just head to your workbook and note down who you plan on asking or the types of people you hope you'll be able to ask when the time comes. Number 6 is don't tell the others, whoever you've asked or are going to ask, that you're planning on creating a movie moment. Don't add any extra pressure or raise their expectations. Just because it won't be organic for you, it doesn't mean it can't seem organic and wonderfully unexpected for them. Give them the gift of a magical movie moment. Number 7 is to connect the movie moment with a particular song or playlist so you can play those tracks in the future and be instantly transported back to this memory. Bonus points if it's your or someone else's favourite band and if the lyrics somehow connect with what you're doing in your movie moment, or with things you've already experienced on your trip. Even bigger bonus points if you can get everyone singing along to the track. This is a great way to get an instant movie moment. At one of the co-living houses I was staying at, we heard various versions of Take On Me wherever we went, so that song will now forever remind me of my time with those awesome people. Get it ready on your phone to play and make sure everyone can hear the music. Again, this could be something that happens organically as you travel, but for now head to your workbook and make a note of a few songs that would fit well with a movie moment you hope to make happen. And before we continue with our 10 things, I just want to take a second to talk about music in general. Music is so powerful, it can motivate and inspire you to get things done, and it can help to anchor your memories. Just a snippet of a song can send you right back to a time and place you loved, even years down the line. I always think music is important when it comes to planning and living your travel transformation in general, as well as with your movie moment. For now, I recommend creating a travel transformation playlist full of inspiring and motivational tracks that will 1. Encourage you to put yourself out there and do what you need to do, and 2. Remind yourself afterwards of all the amazing experiences you've had. Picking one song in particular for each new thing you try is a great idea too, so this is something you can add to during and after your trip as well. Pick your favourite song from your list and play it while you're hanging out with your group. Play it to yourself afterwards to remind you of your trip. And you can use the same song when posting videos of your travels to social media. Make it your song. And of course, play it every time you need to remind yourself of your incredibly epic travel transformation. Okay, back to movie moments. Number 8. If you can also connect your movie moment to a smell or taste, something that will really affect the senses and help anchor this moment in your memory, even better. Pick out a delicious wine to share with your friends, hand out your favourite snacks or cook your favourite meal, or even just take along a bunch of amazing smelling flowers. This can work especially well if the food or drink you consume has a special significance within the group. For instance, me and my travel buddies always drank lemon beer in Spain and we became addicted to Basque Country cheesecake. Head to your workbook now and jot some ideas down. Number 9 is for when you actually attempt your movie moment. As you step into your movie moment, really make an effort to live in the present and make a mental note of every sight, sound, smell and taste. Take a quick photo and or video of the moment so you can share it with your friends later, but don't go overboard with taking loads of pics. You want to be experiencing the moment in real life, not from behind a lens. Enjoy every single second of your magical movie moment. Number 10, and finally, afterwards, write a diary entry for your movie moment in as much detail as possible, and do it as soon as you can while your memory is still fresh. You could even ask your friends, family, or travel buddies to write their own version or to add a line or two to yours. Getting all the details down on paper will help you remember the moment in years to come, even after your memory of the event has started to get a little fuzzy. There's a space in your workbook for this too, though you obviously won't be able to fill this in until after the event. And that's it. That's the formula for creating your very own magical movie moments. And the great thing is you can create hundreds of different moments and scenarios from these 10 steps. Now, before we head on to the next module, if you're still stuck for ideas, here are a few more I've come up with to get your creative juices flowing. Take some wine-loving friends to a beautiful vineyard and give yourself a moment to sit down and take a breather while discussing your favourite experiences of the trip so far. Go on a hike, timing it so you get to the perfect vantage point just as the sun goes down. Pop on your music, pop open some bubbly and just enjoy the view with others. Organise a boat trip and crank up the tunes as you head out on the ocean, river or lake, enjoying the reflections of the sun on the water and the breeze tickling your cheek. Pack a picnic and surprise your friends or travel buddies with the suggestion of a nice walk before sitting down and really enjoying your snacks and drinks. Head to the beach at night and talk for hours under the moonlight, preferably next to a fire pit where you can toast marshmallows and make s'mores. Make some hot chocolate for everyone, bundle up under some blankets and do some stargazing. If you have a campfire, consider telling some spooky stories, or perhaps tell each other your life stories, or your deepest, darkest secrets. If you're not into camping, push yourself out of your comfort zone and go on a short camping trip. Suggest no phones or devices and really take the time to bond with each other. This will offer plenty of opportunities for magical movie moments. Perhaps you can sing your memorable song together instead of playing it on your phone. Scared of heights? Book a skydive or bungee jump, or perhaps something a little less scary like a hot air balloon, or perhaps hike to the top of a mountain. Doing things like this, which will take you way outside your comfort zone, will give you a huge sense of satisfaction and will help you and your group really bond. Cook a meal for your family, friends, or travel buddies and raise a toast in their honour. This is a great one for pushing yourself outside your comfort zone if, like me, you're bad at cooking and you hate public speaking. Double whammy. Set the table and make it look all nice, get in some fancy wine, and perhaps even stretch to dessert too. Maybe just get someone to help you with the cooking if you're particularly terrible in the kitchen. Do some personal development or mindset exercises together. This will help you bond and may well result in a magical movie moment, especially if you take it seriously and get really deep. Though you can still get deep and have a laugh too. Check out the Flip the Script party packs for a super easy and fun way to do this. Go on a road trip adventure with your friends, your favourite playlists and your favourite road trip snacks, ditch the GPS and just see where you end up. Singing along together in the car is mandatory. If it's the end of your time together, consider doing something a little different and more memorable. On our last night parties in the co-living house, I read out a poem I'd written for the group, we took part in a gratitude circle, and we really took the time to reflect on our experience and be thankful for everyone we'd met. Super emotional. Okay, that's it for this module. I'll see you in the next one where we'll be putting everything together to design your bespoke travel transformation strategy.
Thank you for listening to the Travel Transformation Podcast with me, Jessica Grace Coleman. If you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could please subscribe, rate and review, and spread the word, because it's my mission to help as many people as possible to flip the script on their lives and transform through travel. And remember, life is short, so let's make sure it's nothing short of amazing. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.